Heyo, we're back. Game number 2 in this qualifier match for the Lake Charles Scion ESports tournament. Game number 2. The previous game, our victor was our Zerg player in the top part of Polar Knight, Ellie. Our red Zerg player, MaSan. And in the bottom part of the map, down in the south, it's called the South Pole of Polar Knight, our green Zerg player, the man known as ClasH. Last game we saw ClasH go for a one base all-in style. Went off of 11 workers, went for a fast gas into Baneling Nest. Fast gas into Zergling Speed into Baneling Nest, and just kept on constant pressure until slowly MaSan managed to fight him back while slowly increasing his economy, and eventually won out. It's very close micro battles going on last game between both the Zerg players going Zergling Baneling. Polar Knight, a newer map, as you can see here. It's a little bit different. Of course, I love all maps that have snow in them for whatever reason. That's just my thing. And it's a very apropos this time of year, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere. People in the southern hemisphere, sorry guys. You're not in the winter time right now. But needless to say, I really love winter. It's one of my favorite seasons, top 4 for sure. But anyways, yeah, winter's good. And speaking of cold weather, I went back to visit the family this past week, do some Thanksgiving, and it was a lot of fun. Normally it's warm where I live, but I go back home for Thanksgiving. It's a lot colder up there. Had to bring a jacket for sure, but it was a lot of fun. And it kind of sucked though because since my family lives out on the country. Didn't have much time to watch any of the mini StarCraft 2 events going on this past weekend, like IEM Singapore or DreamHack Winter. Just a bad weekend for I guess a lot of North Americans celebrate Thanksgiving. But anyways, what do we got here? Do we have ClasH doing the same exact thing? He's on 11 workers. Nope, never mind. He's back up to 13 now. Okay. He's getting a speed, and he pulled guys off gas, so definitely not going to go for the Baneling follow-up like he did last game. And, of course, he's already got the hatchery down here, so build's looking pretty similar for both players. He actually gets his hatch out a little bit quicker than MaSan's. We'll have to wait and see what type of mid-game and late-game player we're going to see from these people. But more than likely, I'm kind of expecting Zergling Mutaplay. It's definitely the standard these days for ZvZ. Of course, you can have players go for like Roach Hydra or something else a little bit off the wall, but Muta Zergling is definitely one of the most favorite styles. It's so mobile. Zerglings are so fast. Mutas are so fast. Both of the units regenerate extremely well, and it's just a really fun, high mobile strategy you can pull off. If you're kind of one of those players that just likes to do a bunch of stuff all the time, you can just always be clicking your Zerglings around or always be clicking your Mutas around, trying to poke holes in your opponent's defenses. And let's see how this is going to go down. MaSan leaving a couple guys back to defend with. No, actually, going to head out the right side. One guy's to the left, so he's just kind of at this point. Okay, I thought he was going to sit there on the Zelnaga Towers, gain some map control, but he's going to go and poke a little bit forward here. At this point, I don't think he's scouted his opponent. Okay, yeah, he's just now seized that with the Overlord over there, so he knows there's a hatch. And now we've got the Zergling Battle of the Century going down. ClasH has a couple too many units here, and that's going to force MaSan to fall back. So ClasH now with map control. He, at this point, now both players have Overlords right outside of each other's bases, so, sure, you can kind of maybe build up a pretty sizable amount of Zerglings in your base, but, from the time it takes your Zerglings to cross the map, to get to your opponent's base, they can easily counter-build Zerglings. So at this point, ClasH went in there and managed to kill off a queen. Let's check the losses tab. This is a new feature I really like. 16 and a queen versus 19 in a drone. So ClasH doing a little bit more effective there in the losses category. 625 versus 500. The Zergling micro battle continues. And we got hatchery tech going into layer here. Another extractor going up. We'll see if we're going to see more production at the natural. Of course, there we go. Drones being produced by both players. And at this point, both players are, I wouldn't really expect too many attacks at this point. You know, MaSan has got his Spine Crawler playing defensive here. He's got Banelings up. And at this point, ClasH really, there's nothing really to justify him spending an exorbitant amount of resources to try and break this whenever he's already got a tech lead. It's working out pretty good for him at this point, just because, yeah, he's got the tech lead, and he's got map control, which is very nice. It's not something you normally get in mirror matches. Normally, if you spend that extra money on tech, you're behind in army or economy or something. You know, there's some cost for that. But in this situation, since ClasH had kind of a favorable battle early on, he's managed to get himself map control. And MaSan is a little bit later here. This tech, obviously. Second gas is a little bit later, but I think he's got more workers. 34 versus 30. Okay, so yeah, he does have a little bit of a worker lead, which is going to help him maybe catch up here once we start seeing the Muta production kick into gear. And there's that Spire. The first Spire goes down, soon to be followed by a second one, I would imagine. Oh, wait, no, look at this. We got Roaches. Roaches on the field for MaSan. And another Queen coming out as well. Roach Warren versus the Spire play. And now, oh, look at that. ClasH getting trapped there. MaSan getting a nice surround and getting so many free hits there. Definitely a well-placed attack from MaSan. And he's going to run in there while the Banelings are away. The Zerglings will play, and then naturally he gets one quick drone kill and sneaks out of there. Both players are on 2 bases. And usually the third base is really what the Zerg players fight for. In these scenarios, it's kind of like, you know, 2 bases, okay, you can have your second base for the most part, but 3 bases, that's when we see Zergling run-bys. That's where Mutas can really start to control your opponent from getting that third base relatively quickly. But we'll see if MaSan is going to go for a third base or if he's just going to go for a really big 2-base play. He's got 2 evolution chambers, clearly going for Roach Hydra upgrades. You've got those range upgrades coming out here. 2 gases there at the natural, 2 there at the main. We'll see what his strategy is going to be here. Mutas versus the air-challenged Roaches. Could be battling it out here. MaSan scouts everything with the Overseer. Sees the Mutas, sees the upgrades coming for the Mutas as well. And no attempt from ClasH to go for a third hatchery just yet, which is kind of surprising, you know, considering this point. He's going to have the Mutas out, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Okay, there's the hatchery. Okay, I was about ready to say he's going to have Mutas out. That's going to force his opponent to probably play back a little bit, and the third base will go down here for ClasH. ClasH is taking the base that's a little bit up and to the left of him, while MaSan is going for the base that's a little bit out and down his ramp, as opposed to the one that's way over here or the one that's back here stopped by rocks. MaSan has given it a shot to try and take out, actually taking out a lot of Banelings there, even sending some Roaches. And these Roaches are going to be forfeit at this point. Not even going to go for the hatch, of course, that will just easily be canceled, but these guys are just going to run on into the main, but probably get killed off before they kill a single drone. Maybe going to get one. It takes 3 shots from a Roach to kill a drone, and the one goes down. But at the cost of 4 Roaches, not worth in the least bit. So Spore Crawlers at the natural. We actually have an Infestation Pit coming out, so we're going to see Hydralisks and Infestors. And the hatchery for MaSan is still alive. Actually, both players have their hatcheries alive at the third. But as soon as these Mutas get out there, I think we're going to see this hatch forced to be canceled. He doesn't have any Hydralisk out just yet. He has no Spore Crawler down there. This base will have to be canceled. If not, it's going to die. And there goes the cancel. The drone will be dead as well. A couple Overlords trying to get a little bit sneaky. Not going to sneak in there. That gets taken out. Or actually doesn't get taken out, but it gets denied. MaSan sees this over here. And now a poor Spore Crawler trying to make its way into the base away down here is going to get taken out. Little does he know that base was already canceled a couple seconds ago. And a couple free Overlord kills here from ClasH is going to make this this Muta harass just getting more and more successful. More Mutas coming out, but look at this, 11 Hydralisks coming out, and we have the Infestor upgrade is done. Hydralisk range coming out as well, and unfortunately MaSan loses a Queen there. Roaches running straight on through here. They don't care, run straight past. 4 Spine Crawlers now. They're looking to do some damage, kill some drones. Unfortunately, these drones don't have burrow. They're just going to be forced to run. Now the Mutas are, of course, forced to fall back. Will they manage? They're going to get the Queen. Are they going to get the Spire? That will be big. Oh, wow. Is it? Nope. Spire looks like it's going to be just fine. It was close. It was close there. Third base is up for ClasH, trying to make a couple more workers as we speak. 55 versus 41. So ClasH is down in the worker count, of course, after that roach attack, which is going to give MaSan a nice income lead there, 1,400 versus about 1,000. And there's a lot of mutas. He's got the 1 attack upgrade coming and the 2nd attack upgrade coming as well. 1 Hydralisk going to get picked off. No, quickly controlled and pulled back. That's a lot of Hydralisk. You cannot fight that straight up with those mutas, and losing 1 muta very quickly already. And don't forget, these Hydras also have that range upgrade, so that's going to allow them to get that 1 hit in just a little bit quicker. Now with these mobile Hydras and creep spread all the way to his 3rd, MaSan's going to be able to take that 3rd a little bit safer. And of course, once he gets that Infestor out here, ooh, wow, getting another muta, so needs to play a little bit carefullier. Is that even a word? I don't know if that's a word. A little bit more careful with those mutas, otherwise he's going to lose its advantage. And his 3rd base hasn't really started to make that many extra drones here, so the income isn't really that helping him that much. Mutas making their way into the natural, but they're going to run into 1 queen and 2 spore crawlers. They might be able to pick off a free spawning pool. Yeah, the spawning pool will go down. A lot of Zerglings here, but I mean, at this point, it really doesn't even hurt MaSan that much because he's not even making Zerglings. Sure, he's going to lose the Roach form. That's going to suck a little bit, but you know, he's mostly been making Hydralisks and Infestors at this point. Roaches are nice. They're a good tank to deal with the Spine Crawlers, deal with the Zerglings. But with this many Hydralisks, you know, MaSan can easily defend off these Mutalisks as long as we got a little battle here in the front. Roach is trying to break their way through the front. The Zerglings say, "You shall not pass," and these Zerglings get shut down there at the bottom of the ramp. 1 Roach racking up a kill. 2 kills already. Gonna get a 3rd. He's got them all rallied up there to kill those drones. And 3 kills. Gonna get a 4th kill. Nope. Gonna target those Zerglings. And more Roaches show up. Really applying the pressure here. He's just using these Roaches as kind of just throwing him in his opponent's base while he's macroing up there at the 3 bases. You can just look at his economy. Look at the 3rd base of MaSan's compared to the 3rd base of ClasH's. You know, it's about dead. The workers there are 2 out of 24. While MaSan is over here sitting at 4, has 2 extractors, so he's going to be able to make a lot of Hydras, a lot of Infestors, and that is just a killer combination to have against Mutalisks. You know, you get 1 good fungal, and you just start chain fungling that. Even 2 good fungals is going to be enough just to allow these Hydras to put their damage into mutas. And 1 misclick here from ClasH, and it could be lights out for him. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings just guarding the front door here for ClasH, starting to work on his own set of upgrades, plus 1 melee attacks on the way. Spire still spurting out a little bit of blood there. We have a battle in the middle. Not so much as a battle as the turkey shoot. ClasH trying to get some free damage on these Roaches before they manage to sneak out across the map, and a lot of Hydra just all over the place here. And more Roaches just going to get taken out. So, fortunately, those Roaches weren't too effective. A couple guys are being sent to the natural. If they can, I mean... Nope, he's going to turn around. Okay, yeah, a little bit too, the heat's a little bit too heavy there for MaSan. He's going to back up. But at this point, the Roaches aren't really that big of a deal because he can, you know, throw away a couple units here and there just because of his worker lead that he had. I mean, for the majority of this game, he's had the worker lead. He's had the 3rd base up sooner. He's had more gas. Now the worker lead has fallen to ClasH's, but look at this army. That many Hydra, that many Roaches versus just a couple of Muta. We can take a look at the army tab. Yeah, 110 versus 76. That is huge. And there's the fungal I was talking about. ClasH gets fungled. Hydras destroy that army. And now that number that was just 76 turns into 62. Actually, it was probably higher than 70. I think a couple of those Mutalisks were dying as I clicked on that. And, I mean, after you lose a fight like that, you just don't have the damage to deal with this many Roaches. Sure, the Banelings will come in here, do a lot of damage, but he's got 1-1 upgrades here on the Roaches. Banelings are going to actually can't even finish by the time they get out here, and Hydra and Mutalisks are coming. The Roach is just going to soak up all the damage from those Banelings. You really needed those Banelings to connect on those Hydralisks, but there's a GG from ClasH. 2nd game also goes to MaSan. MaSan's going to take the 2-0 victory in the series. And it just played this very well. He spotted the Muta play, went with the Roach Hydra, just played very passive with the Hydras, waited around with the Infestors, just kind of played aggressive with the Roaches, and eventually landed a pretty nice fungal, and at that point it was game over. MaSan takes the series 2-0. Hope you guys enjoyed this. You can check out more of my stuff over at youtube.com/EonShiKeno. I'll see you guys later.